The E-2 visa or TN status, which option is better for you? Last week, I spoke with a Canadian citizen who was trying to decide if it would be better to apply for TN status or the E-2 visa. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with the E-2 visa and TN status, here is some basic information. The E-2 visa is primarily used by entrepreneurs who apply for the E-2 to enable them to enter the US and direct and develop their US-based business. TN status, on the other hand, is used by people who are not self-employed. This status is requested by employees who are coming to the US to work in certain professions. So if you're like the guy I was speaking with and your profession allows you to get TN status, but you're also kind of interested in the E-2 visa, I would encourage you to answer these 3 questions. The first question is, do you really want to be an entrepreneur, or would you prefer to be an employee? You will be coming to the US to live in a new country. For most people, that is stressful enough. Do you really want to take on additional stress that comes with running your own business? Or would you feel more comfortable having a steady paycheck? Some people just don't really want to run a business. Other people, myself included, put a high value on freedom and love business. People in this group are willing to put up with all the stress and headaches of entrepreneurship because they're excited to run a business that allows them to shape their own future. So which group are you in? If you would prefer to work as an employee, then the TN status probably makes sense. But if you prefer the entrepreneurial path, then it makes sense to consider applying for the E-2 visa. The second question is, does your spouse need to work? One great feature of the E-2 is that your spouse qualifies for work authorization. Spouses of TN holders, on the other hand, are not eligible for work authorization unless they independently qualify for some other type of visa classification. So if your spouse needs to work, then the E-2 may be the way to go unless they could qualify for work authorization independently. Question number 3, how patient are you? If you are a Canadian citizen and you find a US employer, you could be in the US in a matter of weeks. That is because Canadians who are seeking TN status have a streamlined application process. They can apply for TN status at the border. The process for an E-2 applicant is much more involved. You'll probably need to visit the US initially to set things up. And then once the business is at a point where it's either operational or close to becoming operational, you will then apply for the visa and attend an interview in Toronto. So before you decide which option to choose, you'll want to consider the effort that is required for each option. So those are the 3 questions to consider when you're trying to decide if you want to apply for the E-2 visa or TN status. I hope this information was helpful. If you did enjoy this video, please like it or pass it along to someone who could benefit from it. Thank you for your time.